wife nowadays. They don't even care about me.
I know. Is Martha available for an interview?
Yeah, I should bring. Oh gosh, could you imagine?
Okay, guys, we're going to get started. Gary, our volunteer there in the green shirt, has the mic. Raise your hands, and we will ask Brendan Hansen questions. Brendan won tonight the men's 100-meter breaststroke. So we're going to go ahead and start with Bill.
Thank you. Bill Shakin from the LA Times. We saw such a wide range of emotions from people coming through the mix zone, happiness and delight from the folks that made the team. It was a little harder to tell, at least from the outside, on you. How does everybody on the outside know when you're happy?
When I'm happy? I think when you're trying to strive to make an Olympic team, for me, it's just a relief. So I was more relieved than I was happy. I mean, I think if you were going to see a smile out of me, it would probably be if I did something I didn't think I was going to do. And I kind of went in there and did what I thought I could do. And so I was expecting that for myself. And that being said, I think I was just relieved more than anything else.
Uncle Kelly?
Hey, Brendan, Kelly Anderson, Sports Illustrated. What do you call that pose you struck on the podium?
Oh, man, I just was watching all these people coming up all the time. And, I watched Ryan do it, and I'm surprised he didn't do anything. And then I was like, you know what? No one would expect me to do something like this, because I'm not the flashy guy on the team. I don't have a grill in my mouth. I don't, have 8 gold medals. And so I told the guys at Texas, I was like, all right, I'm just going to kneel down like I'm some WWF wrestler and hook 'em horns with both my hands and just wait for the thing to come up. And I don't know what it looked like when I actually did it, but apparently I got a good rise out of the crowd. It was fun. It was just fun. And that's the stuff that I will remember for a long time. And one of the reasons I'm back, I want to enjoy every minute of this.
Okay. Question over there.
Casey Barr with Take It Live Webcasting. Yesterday, a lot of your colleagues spoke about how you were going to be the biggest threat in the pool. How did it feel going into this race with such a target on your back?
It's a compliment, but I think if you come into a race like that and you have a target on your chest, that's just part of this deal, and that going into it, and you're doing things right if that's the case, and that's kind of how I approached it, and going into the final, being the only guy that broke a minute, I knew that everyone kind of thought I'd be the guy to beat, and I just went out there and swam my own race, and that was a big step for me and a huge confidence boost going into London.
Go Vicky and then Bonnie.
Brendan, have you thought at all about your goals for the Olympics, or did you always focus on making the team, and now do your thoughts turn toward that? I mean, how did you approach that as you were training and getting to this stage?
I think you really got to take it step by step, and making the team was obviously the first goal. I mean, it's really this is my 3rd time, and it doesn't get any easier. And I think that now looking into London, I think that I've learned over the last 2 Olympics that you don't have to move mountains to win a gold medal. You just got to put your hand on the wall first. And I've already talked to my coach. I said we have got to figure out what I need to do for the next 3 weeks and be 100% behind it, because I want to touch the wall first from here on out.
Bonnie?
Hi, Bonnie Ford from ESPN.com. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I don't want to microanalyze your body language too much, but you were shaking your head with what looked like a little bit of disbelief on the podium, right? As
I think it's just fun to see how many people are excited about the sport of swimming. I mean, it's just cool to see 11,000 people screaming at you. I didn't grow up playing the Fab Four sports: baseball, football, basketball, and whatever, hockey. And so for me, I'm never going to get tired of swimming in front of that many people. And I just was shaking my head because I wasn't out of disbelief. It was just to let them know that, I just appreciated everything that cheered me on the whole time and all the support they've got. And I can't even begin to tell you how many people have come up to me wanting me. I think they want it more than I do for me to make this team. And so I was just glad I came through for them.
We're going to go Paul, and then we have 2 more questions after that.
Hey, Brendan.
Hey, Paul.
A couple questions. Did the does this kind of make up a little bit for the disappointment of '08 and what happened here in the same pool?
I don't really think about '08 anymore, honestly. I think it builds confidence for me going into knowing that I'm fast and that I'm going to be able to compete. And it was really important that I got under a minute. And I'm sure Rowdy said it 1,000 times that it was important for me to get under a minute. And because you have to be competitive and put yourself in the podium, you got to be under a minute. And so that was my main goal in the 100 going in, and I wanted to make sure that I did that. And I feel really confident about where I am and where I'm going. And you know, that being said, I think it's going to gear up really well for the next 3.5 weeks.
And one more thing, too, when you mentioned you've learned you don't have to move mountains, is that a reference, you know, maybe going into those last 2 Olympics, not just thinking of gold, but world records and, you know, I don't know, some of the thoughts you had certainly in '04. Is that kind of what you're,
I
say
just
that
think
change of attitude?
Yeah, I think that, you know, as athletes, we put the Olympics on the highest pedestal because it's the highest stage we could possibly get to. So when we finally get there, you know, we think that we have to do all this great, amazing, heroic things that the media seems to blow up, you know, because it's so exciting, the Olympics. And so as the athlete, when you get there and you're looking, you know, at the event, you're just like, okay, just swim fast. Just do the same thing you did when you were 7 years old on a school ground. I mean, racing the kid next to you. That's why the 25 guys and 25 girls made the team, and that's what they're doing. So I kind of learned that lesson the hard way because in '04 I was so stressed out about it. In '08 I didn't want to do it. Now you think maybe I'll figure it out. Who knows?
We'll go Jean, and then one more question in the back.
Jean Marbella with the Baltimore Sun. Did you know Kitajima, am I pronouncing that right, was in the audience tonight?
Yeah, I saw him the second day I was here. I went over to him and made it as awkward as I possibly could. I gave him a big old hug. And he was just like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Hey, buddy." And he said something back in English. Like, he was like, "Hey, how are you?" And I was like, "Hey, your English is getting good." We've always had a very friendly relationship. And you know, I don't agree with the fact that Salo decided to bring his entire crew here to train while the Olympic trials is going on. I mean, but that's just my opinion. And you know, it's cool for him to see me swim, you know, at least see how excited I am, because at the end of the day, when he gets on the blocks, he's got to know that the only guy that's beaten him in the last 10 years has been me. Might carry some weight. I don't know.
Hi, Brandon. Congratulations for your coming back.
Thank you. Where are you from?
I'm from Asahi newspaper from Japan.
I'm just playing with you. I know where you're from.
Yeah, I know you too. I'm helping him. But anyway, so you saw Kitajima, and he also came back pretty good this year, and last actually few years. And he's coming back. He's made you a little more motivation higher to come back for this meet.
No, I think this has been just an individual journey. I never really thought about him at all the whole time I was coming back. I mean, I knew in the back of my mind that he was probably going to be the guy to beat. And so, but you don't think about other athletes when you're trying to accomplish or come back. You really have to focus on yourself, because at the end of the day, you're the one on the blocks, you're the one racing. And so that's the mentality I had. That being said, you know, he's the one with the target on his chest now, and he's the one to beat in London. And I'm going to do everything in my power the next month and a half to make sure that I make it really, really hard for him.
We'll do one last question with Phil, and then we're done.
Brendan, you were talking about how appreciative you were of the crowds. Michael Phelps had said he wanted to change swimming forever. Are the crowds like this proof that he has changed swimming forever?
I would say that he is a huge part of the reason that swimming is what it is today. I mean, he broke barriers and walls for us that I don't think any other athlete could have ever done. I mean, he put us, when he won those 8 gold medals in Beijing, he put swimming in superstar status. It's just been, he's done a lot. And I think a big part, and we all as athletes appreciate what he's done. And it's been really fun to watch him because I've been there the whole time watching him when he's 15 years old, and now the man that he is today. It's fun to see that, and he is the reason that swimming is what it is today in this country.
Okay, thank you, everyone. This is our last press conference tonight, and congratulations, Brendan.